Yo, what's going on, man? Come on in, have a seat, chill out for a second. It's Blitz, and today I have the 5-out stretch big, or the shooting center build that we have been using on Total Lockdown Mentality for our ProAM games since we switched from the pick and roll lineup to this 5-out lineup. Now, before we get started on the build, I want to give you some info. Most of you know this is predominantly a ProAM channel, so keep in mind you only get a very small sample size of the total number of games that we play that get posted onto this channel. If you want to see more of those matchups, go check out my Twitch down in the description. We just hit Twitch affiliate, which is amazing, but more importantly than that, I stream every ProAM game that TLM ever plays over there on that channel and leave the VODs up for you to view whenever you want. So please come hang out, say what's up, watch us grind out these matchups live. Also, I'm also in the process of trying to expand onto different social medias, specifically trying to kick off my Twitter and TikTok. So please see the links for those down in the description as well. If you like the content you see here, please leave a like and subscribe, and go ahead and hit the bell so you know the second I drop a new video. All right, that's enough housekeeping. Let's head to the builder. So we are going to walk through the process of making this build just like I do for every build video now. So if you want just the build, please feel free to go ahead and skip ahead. I'll have it done in the timestamps down below, so that way it'll be easy for you to find. But for those that do stick around, I do want to give you the process and the logic train we're using to get to that final product. First, let's quickly take a look at what I'm going to start calling the viewer warning. Listen, I will never claim to know everything about this build making stuff. All I want to do is bring you what we have created for our team, and just using what knowledge I do have about the game and the builder to give you an idea or a direction for your build. And if you want to copy it line for line, please feel free to do so. But one of the ways I can do that is I can give you as much information as possible about the process and about understanding the scope that we're looking through to make these builds. So that way I don't accidentally mislead anyone, because I certainly don't want to do that. And it's basically saving you from making a mistake and keeping me accountable for the information I'm putting out there. So let's take a look at this. The viewer warning: this build is specifically engineered for ProAM 5v5 and designed to fit into a unique role on a full team. Every part of that sentence is important. Please read it for yourself and recognize that that is what this build is made for, to fit into that sentence. Now, I know I've said I try to include this in every build video I post. I will say this about this stretch big specifically: a lot of you are looking for rec randoms builds. This one is not a bad build to use on a rec randoms team, because you've got the shooting involved. You can always stretch the floor. You're not forced to vacate. You're not forced to take up space in the paint. You can kind of get out of randoms way when they're doing their own little thing. And you're still going to have the 99 rebounding. We'll get to that in a second. The 99 block, it'll be very good. And you'll still have that shooting capability to space the floor. So as far as builds go that I put out on this channel that I think could be used for rec randoms, this is actually a pretty good one. And I would advise, if you're going to make a center build for the rec to play with random people, definitely go with this one over an all-in side. Now, up next, I'm going to reveal to you the build creation formula. This is something I designed to simplify the process of creating a build while also helping you not accidentally mess it up. I use this process for every build I ever make, and it's incredibly helpful to me, and I'm sure it will be incredibly helpful to some of you. Build creation formula: we're going to start in step-by-step format, starting at number 1, what role am I playing? Number 2, identify what specific attribute caps, animation thresholds, and specific badges are non-negotiable or must-haves on this build. And number 3, focus on adding creativity or maximizing badge counts. So let's go ahead and roll back up top to number 1. Number 1, what role am I playing? Well, the role we're playing is a stretch big in a 5-out type of offense who can shoot very consistently from the corner and defensively rotate in to block shots and get rebounds. A very simplistic role, but very important role, especially for this 2K, where stretch bigs are so necessary, and in the 5-out offense specifically. So, and I will show you the body measurables before we get to the attribute screens. But first, let's move on to step number 2. Okay, so this is what we decided are the non-negotiable or must-have attributes for this build. I'm going to run through these very quickly. 85 close shot unlocks gold fast twitch. I don't think I've mentioned this yet in the recording, but this build is also used within our ProAM team for pick and roll and pick and pop purposes. So having that gold fast twitch with the 85 close shot is very important. It's very nice to have. We got 80 driving note for the quick drops off 1. Quick drops off 1 and silver limitless takeoff are quite literally the most overpowered thing in this game, and I mean that sincerely. So you gotta have 80 driving note for those quick drops off 1 to be viable in ProAM. That's my opinion. Every build should have it, regardless of what you got going on. 76 3-point shot gets gold claymore, and I forgot to mention it in the graphic, but I believe it gets catch and shoot on silver to start out. Regardless, we are going to adjust that 3-point shot. There's a little teaser for you, but this is just where we're starting at. These are the starting points. 76 pass accuracy for the LeBron package and gold break starter. We've talked about in other builds before. Those are very good. That's a very good spot to be at, especially for bigs. 99 block for Hall of Fame anchor, no explanation needed. 99 defensive rebound for Hall of Fame rebound chaser. And most of you probably have seen my other big video, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Some of you may have, but we went 99 offensive rebound for Hall of Fame rebound chaser. Now, most of you probably know why that's the case for each one of these, but I'll go ahead and tell you. 99 offensive rebound makes more sense on that inside big because a lot of times you are like in the paint for every shot that goes up. So it makes more sense to get to your Hall of Fame rebound chaser through the offensive rebound side. However, for this build, since it's predominantly 5 out, you're not necessarily in the paint for every shot or layup or dunk that's going up. So 99 defensive rebound really makes more sense to really make sure to come down with every board on the defensive end, so that way the other team only gets one chance. You're getting a little more bang for your buck, a little more value out of getting to that 99 rebound stat, depending on which one you do, depending on what center you run on which offense. So for this one, we're going with 99 defensive rebound. 80 vertical unlocks the dunk animations, and you get better blocking and rebounding depending on how high you go on that scale, and 80 vertical is a great place to be. So now we're going to make our way to the attribute screen. As you can see, we made the position at center. And handedness doesn't matter. Going on to the next screen, we have 7 foot as our height, 232 pounds, weight, 7'10" wingspan, and use whatever body shape you like. I don't think it really matters. Now, I know it looks like some other stuff has been done, but I've done nothing to this build besides what we already talked about in the non-negotiable attribute screen. And many of you understand that that's how the builder works. As you put other stuff up, other things also come up with it. That's just the nature of how the build works. But I promise you, I have done nothing extra but what you saw on the last screen with the non-negotiable attributes that we discussed. And this is the structure of our build. This is going to be the outline. This is going to be the starting point that we work with and we adjust as we go on. But now we can move on to that step 3 from the build formula, which is adding creativity or maximizing badge points. And that's what we always do, which is maximize the badge points. So let's go ahead and let's go down the list for this. We're going to put the standing dunk up to 80, and that's going to give us 2 badge points. And it's going to also unlock the Pro Big Man contact dunks and the Shaq standing dunk packages, which are very, very good. Those are very, very good dunk packages. We're going to go on down to the 3-point. We're going to bump this up to a 79, which is going to give us 3 badge points. I'm sorry, 2 badge points. It's going to unlock us 2 badge points, and you know, we got to be consistent hitting from the corner. We're going to go back up to the mid-range. We're going to go ahead and pop this up to 68. That's going to give us 2 more badge points. Going down to free throw, we're going to set it to 65. That's plenty to hit. It's plenty to hit. You're not really going to be on the line a whole lot in this game, especially as a 5-out big. So, I mean, this is fine. This is plenty to hit. I really wouldn't worry about this. Going down all the way down, we're going to skip down to perimeter defense. We're going to put this up to 54, and that's going to give us a badge point. And we're going to throw steal up to 61, which is also going to give us a badge point. Plus, it's always good to have more steal. Got to pick off some of those passes going to the corner, especially when you're baiting, acting like you're going to rotate, but you're not really rotating. Always good to have more steal. Offensive rebound, we're going to throw this up to 85, and that's going to give us 3 more badge points. We're going to go down to the speed, and we just put the speed up to 71. And the acceleration to 60, I believe. I'm looking at my notes here. Yes, 60. Going down to strength, we put this at 76 because, I've already mentioned it a couple times already, but we do run the pick and roll, pick and pop with this big, so it is nice to have at least silver brick wall. Because 76, let's see, let's go over here. Yeah, you can see the requirements, 76 strength for that silver brick wall. It is nice to have at least that silver brick wall to work with. And we're going to go down to stamina and just put this up to an 85. We're going to put this up to 85. That's a good spot to be. And quite honestly, you can put the rest of it wherever you want. There's not really anything meaningful to put it on, so you can put it back on stamina, or maybe you are worried about the free throw. You want to inch your free throw up or something. I don't really know. But yeah, that is the attribute screen. And it looks like the badge count is 15, 15, 9, and 29. Now, for the takeovers, I can't lie, I'm very pessimistic about the big takeovers this year. I feel like, in large part, they don't really do anything. Specifically all these glass things, these rim protector ones have been very, very disappointed. Sometimes the rim stuff, I mean the stuff blocks, I'm sorry, it's fun to use like in the rec when the difficulty is a little bit lower and maybe you're getting free blocks because people are having really, really bad takes. As far as the Pro-Am goes, I don't really notice these being that impactful a lot of the time. Very rarely. They're a shadow of what they've been in former 2Ks. That's just my opinion and based off me playing the game for me to say that. So I've been going with unique strat. Feel free to use whatever you want here. What I would do is I would use box out wall as my secondary takeover, but my primary takeover I would put either limitless or spot at precision. So if you put limitless range and put box out wall, so now you're going to be getting takeover from getting rebounds at a pretty quick rate, and that's going to get you up to your primary takeover, which is limitless range. And what my team does, and a lot of comp teams do this, is they hide their takeovers. So you all of a sudden switch positions, you'll find your center at the hash, you'll put yourself at the hash, and then they'll be like, okay, I'm going to stand a little bit farther off. But then you pop the takeover as the pass is coming to you. You get that shot from farther than they think you can really shoot, and it's almost wide open, or probably is wide open because of how tall you are. And it's just, you know, it's a free shot to take. And then, I mean, 3 points in Pro-Am is a premium. You know what I mean? So that's just a little strat for y'all to take home. If you don't want to, feel free to run the other center, the big takeovers, but it's not really my personal recommendation. I just don't think they're that good. Now I am going to give you the badge loadout that I would run with this, and I've mentioned this in every video, but this is honestly the hardest part about making build videos for y'all, because, and I've explained it before, but I'm going to reiterate, I mean, it's just like, there's so many different types of badge counts every person can have on this game. I mean, with the additional badge points that you get at level 39, you get +4 at the very early in the My Career story, and then you have the complete Pandora's box of core badge patterns if you got to level 40. I think it's season 3 or 4. So I mean, there's just so many different options. So again, I'm gonna make an assumption and just run with it. I'm gonna assume that you have 0 extra badge points and you don't have that core badge pattern besides the 4 that you're automatically given very early on in the storyline. So we're only working with 4 extra badge points to apply to this build. So let's start with the finishing. We got Silver Limitless Takeoff, Bronze Slithery, Silver Aerial Wizard, and Bronze Posterizer. Those are all pretty much just, I mean, those are good and great badges. Obviously, Limitless Takeoff is, but even more importantly, it gets us from Tier 1 and Tier 2, and it unlocks Tier 3. And what I would do here is I would add, you see I have 5 badge points available up there. What I would do is add 2 of those badge points into this finishing, so that way you can go ahead and get finishing or fast twitch on gold, and you can also core fast twitch on gold, and then you can go ahead and put rise up on silver and apply whatever's left over. But that's what I would do as far as this finishing category. So keep in mind we have two applicable badge add-ons left. I'm sorry, I said that weird, but 2 extra badge points to apply left. Going on to the shooting, I'll go ahead, you know, Gold Claymore is obviously the feature of this right here. Silver Green Machine is very, very good as well. Mini Magician on silver, just in case we have to. Sometimes we do ISO backdowns, or we have a size mismatch. Our center Snoop is very skilled at just straight up getting a bucket whenever we run out of options or end of shot clock, and he just makes something happen. And sometimes those are fadeaways. So that comes out to being very useful for him. So this is what we kind of decided on as what we would go with for the shooting category. But you see I have 4 badge points available up there. I would also apply the other 2 extra badge points that we're given ourselves in this. I would apply this to the shooting, so that way you can go ahead and get catch and shoot and get that silver catch and shoot. 4 plus 2 is 6, so you're going to have enough for that silver catch and shoot. And then I would apply the rest on Deadeye. Corner Specialist doesn't work this year. I don't think Limitless Range has a ton of value for this spot, but Deadeye I think will. So go ahead and core out Catch and Shoot, and then go ahead and put Deadeye. I think you'll probably have 1 badge point left after that, if my math is right, and you can apply that. I mean, Volume Shooter, Comeback Kid, Clutch Shooter, you know, whatever you want, really. Moving on to the playmaking, you know, very simple big man playmaking badges. The only thing that really matters is the Break Starter one. Went ahead and put Bailout on for just for giggles, you know. And Special Delivery, we throw oops on our team, and I love catching them. But yeah, we throw oops, so we go ahead and put Special Delivery on. Bronze Plant Breaker, Silver Floor General. Moving on to the defense. This is where it's kind of spicy for me. I really like all of our Tier 3 badges that we got going on here. I think they're all very, very good. Now, what you could do is maybe take down Pogo Stick down to silver and take off this per se and put on Brick Wall to bronze, something like that. Or you could just go and put pogo stick down to bronze or silver, or I'm quite frankly, probably most of you have hit level 39 at least once, so you'll have another extra badge point to apply. But again, we're making the assumption, so this is kind of what I would run if you had just what we had already decided, what we had agreed to is the assumption. So we know we got bronze challenger, bronze interceptor, gold workhorse, gold box out beast, Hall of Fame anchor, Hall of Fame rebound chaser, bronze pogo stick, silver brick wall, or maybe you want to put all of this into pogo stick. I don't know, man. Whatever you value, you know. All right, guys, looks like that'll do it for the build. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the Pro-Am matchups or the build videos, or maybe you decide to make this one, leave a like and subscribe, and go ahead and hit the bell so you know the second I drop a new video. All right, that's all I got. Y'all have a great one. I'll catch you in the next one. Blitz out.